And a great big hello to everyone, and welcome to this episode of Make Your Pitch. As all of you know, we bring folks on that have talents that are unbelievable. Some are startup companies, some are investors, some are experts, and some come along with new technology that is actually state of the art. And we have that opportunity today with our guest. In fact, we have a side-by-side team here today that's going to go through an entire program that I think will knock your socks off. And I mean that with all due respect to technology. It'll shock you and knock your socks off in the process. But I'm Christopher Knight.
And I am the ever curious Ellen J. Harris.
You were curious today. I tell you what, we had folks before we got on, we had a very interesting chit chat, and I'll not go into detail, but I can tell you Ellen is excited. Ellen, tell us who our guests are and show them the way in the door.
Okay. If you enjoy the unusual and technologies that offer the opportunity to see beyond the existence of today, then our guests are going to be extremely special and extremely informative and inviting. I'd like to introduce Kyra and Stephen, and they are going to introduce themselves and talk about what they do. Take it away.
Go ahead, dear.
All right, I'm first then. Yeah, my name is Kyra Storajev. Steve and I are married. We've been together for 20 plus years.
Nice.
And yeah, we have 3 children, ages 13, 19, and 21. And so we are also entrepreneurs. And my background is actually in technology, which is, I guess, well suited for this presentation. And I used to work with corporations. I used to be a regional sales manager and sold networks to corporations such as Hewlett Packard, Lockheed, Allied Signal, and many more. And so that was a great opportunity for me. And then later I created my own company called Future World, where I was a technologist and advisor to some large corporations to design networks as well as school districts. And then later I was on CBS television in Los Angeles as a technology expert. So I have a strong background in this, as well as a real love of cryptocurrency and getting involved in it, because it's sort of like the Wild West and a lot of opportunities. And in the process, we have created an amazing system utilizing a cryptocurrency. So I'm going to let Stephen take it away now.
Hi, I'm Stephen, Kyra's husband. And I guess the best way to describe myself is a sustainabilities designer. And I've always, for many years, believed that technology is what can be leveraged for a more sustainable world, a more just world. We can address poverty. The frame that I look at things in is that ages are defined by their economic models. You know, the hunter and gatherer age, the model was barter. And you had a tribal leader, because power and money are the two sides of a coin. Agricultural age, you have gold and silver and monarchs.
Right.
Industrial age, you now have fiat currencies and central government. The information age specifically becomes defined by cryptocurrencies. That is the new type of economic system, and it's decentralized. So it gives people actually the power to choose what money they use, to choose what communities they want to interact with, and what values they want to put forward. So it's within that light that the thing that we're going to chat about today, the SPADES token and community, because the community is just as important as the token. Cryptocurrencies themselves, I have always believed their tremendous opportunity is in community use, if they're utilized for the betterment of community. Right now, cryptocurrencies, for the most part, are something that those who have money can invest in, and maybe they'll make a lot of money, or depending when they put it in, the way this market goes, they might lose a bunch of money. But making or losing money is an investment. That's not, in my mind, the true opportunity of what cryptocurrencies can provide to the world. So we've designed a system that's charitable. I do have a for-profit technology company too, and someday we'll talk about that, but that's not the issue for today. And
we have a
think you'll like it.
slideshow.
Yeah. Well, we actually have a completely working system. Actually, 5% of it still is not completed, but I'll actually show you that this isn't just an idea and vaporware. But let me give it back to Christopher, since you're all the hosts. I don't want to take over.
No, in fact, we want you to take over at this point, because we want to hear as much as we can in the time space we have available. And I personally know that there is a lot more than will meet the eye here, but I know you're going to focus in one area that you feel is the most important for today's episode, if you will. And we'll certainly want to have you back to feature you on other episodes for some of the other things you're doing. So please, the show is yours, Stephen and Kyra. Take it on.
Yeah,
All right.
Excellent. We're happy to share it.
I think the easiest way to do this is first just go through the quick slides and then show you the actual true working website. Because it does need to be put into the proper frame of reference as to what it is that we are sharing. All right, let me get that going.
There it is. That's the start.
Yes. So we have created a cryptocurrency that's on the Tron protocol. Hopefully your users know what that means. I don't want to waste time getting into that particular issue. And it was created as a nonprofit organization, a 508, and its purpose specifically is to help communities, but in a unique way. So the purpose of our token is to act as backing for community currencies. And there's two kinds of communities that we will back. Online communities, you'll see our online community here. There's other online communities we were discussing earlier, like the Easy NFT site. That community is going to use this model as well. And then there are regular communities where when people may need to barter, then this currency can act as the backing. So if somebody gets extra credits, then they have something to cash out.
It's very good for second world countries, actually, that don't have those opportunities currently. So there's a real potential for that market opening up and utilizing the system.
Yes. So that's the purpose of this particular token. It's not to run a casino. It's not for investment, even though you can invest in it, of course, because it will go up in value, and we'll show you why it will be stable. So it's backing.
Yeah. So the key is we really want to have a more stable cryptocurrency. As some of you who have been investing in cryptocurrencies have recognized that the fluctuation is sometimes very severe. And so you can win and lose money in a day. And so this is some of the goals that we have set forth, is to ensure that we have some level of stability in this.
So this community, which you're going to see, provides people from all over the globe a safe and equitable location to earn, learn, and prosper. And as you'll see, everybody earns something simply for participating. You know, Facebook makes billions of dollars, but they don't share any of it with us, even though we're the users who give them content and make them worth that. We share ad revenue in pools, and we share revenue that comes from sales of the tokens with the community members. The token is meant to support the community. The site's available in 103 languages at the moment, so people from all over the world can use it. And that's important because we give out charitable awards bi-monthly, and they're from all over the world, and they bring their users who may not have access to things.
The goal on this is actually to be globally driven as well as community driven.
Yes, so accounts are free, charitable partners on the ground around the world in developing nations with access. They help with logistics so that their users can earn into not only their local community, but they can import that wealth from the global marketplace. because obviously it doesn't help to have wealth moving from the poor to the rich.
Right. And some people don't have bank accounts. You know, if you're looking at the second world countries or even third world countries, they don't have access to that, but they're increasingly having access to having a cell phone and a digital currency. So that's why this digital currency can really help out with a lot of communities and actually increasing their economy and their ability to create wealth.
Right. And a pool of 10% of token sales from new exchanges are shared as a pooled community distribution based on people's engagement. So the more you participate, the more you earn. But it also supports the token, because when we take this 10%, the actual cash value is utilized to buy back our own tokens on the exchange, and the users get their community credits so that they can do business with one another. You'll see as we go along, they can cash out those community credits for SPADES tokens. And there's a very, very good reason why we don't just use the SPADES token for regular transactions.
So the SPADES token is the key to get you into the community, is basically what it is. And once you're in the community, then you use credit system.
This is an economic ecosystem. Instead of people having minimal choice in locally available jobs or what currency they can use, now people of like-minded value can support one another with their own community currency. As it's earned, they need a way to convert that wealth into a currency that can be exchanged for whatever other medium they might like, national fiat currencies, other cryptocurrencies. And that's exactly what the SPADES token was specifically designed to do. So here's the way people can earn on our site. This really is a kind of a mini internet of everything. There are the capacity to make jobs, to put jobs up. So that's kind of like Fiverr, whether you're a computer programmer or maybe somebody locally needs you and you're a handyman. Whatever it happens to be, you can find a job and tell people what job you would like. And if you're a business or you're someone who needs help, you can find somebody to do the work. So this is kind of like Fiverr, LinkedIn, but we also can facilitate payment. It's not required, but it can do that. People can sell items either at auction or in a regular marketplace. We call it My Store. They can be digital and they can be physical. People can actually sell tickets to their events, put them up there. So musical performances, classes, courses, you name it. Then what this allows, like, for example, I like to drum. So if there was somebody from different cultures, from like right now, 2 of our major charities that we work with are in Africa and Nepal. They put on these great drumming shows. I would pay $5 for that. I would buy a ticket to that show and be able to own it. So this is kind of like Live Nation. They share in ad pools and revenue. And then there's affiliate marketing. And Ellen, I really enjoy this part of it. A lot of people don't have anything to sell. We supply them with a digital product. It's a group, actually kind of like Be Social. And its charge is $25, one time for life, a lifetime VIP membership. And any of our members can sell it. And we pay out an 80% commission to the people who refer the sales. And then we put a little bit of steroids into the mix and share out that revenue amongst a group of connections so that everybody is earning. And oh my gosh, the algorithm on that is huge.
So we're putting some practicality into the crypto market. So it's not just a pump and dump environment where you're just looking at the cryptos as a way to make money. This is actually utilizing it as a practical way in everyday life to be able to use the currency, and it's global, which is a beautiful part of cryptos.
As I said, we're a 508 nonprofit association. As funds from the SPADES token on exchanges are realized, those funds do not go to individuals or to corporate entities. Instead, they're utilized to support the community and the charities on it, which in turn then supports the value of the SPADES token. So there's a synergy here. It is quite easy to use. You just go to your dashboard and I'll show you that. And here comes a nice, easy functional navigation system. And in the middle is any news that people may need on a daily basis. Here's your update. Because people do vote in our community. It's a direct democracy. So they nominate the charities that they want up for consideration of our bi-monthly awards. And then the members, if they wish, vote on which charity they want to receive the award. It is available in over 100 languages. Now, the charity part is really important. So we allocated 10% of the tokens that were minted for charitable release, and it will take about 10 to 15 years to release them all. Because we're on Tron, there are not miners. So we have to have a different tokenomics plan. And our plan really allows tokens to go out in 3 ways: through charitable distribution, through rewards to the members of the community for their participation, and lastly, obviously, through the sale on exchanges. We support the charities support the growth of the community. So the relationship and plan increases the global reach of our membership as more awards are given, and those organizations bring their members and supporters to our community.
So the key is a win-win. You know, we want the users to win. We want the charities to win. And obviously the Spades, company to win too. So it's a whole network of people just benefiting from this. And also we're lifting up these charities.
Yes. And since they're all over the world, it means that our membership grows from around the world. Now, we do support and actually kind of focus on, but ultimately it'll be up to the members, charities that are in places of real need, that are developing. They're just getting access to the internet, right, to the global marketplace. So we have a few of our own unique projects called access points and scales. Access points are places on the ground where there's a charity we're supporting, and we put in some computers, and this way their members now have access to the community so that they can, maybe some of them are programmers, maybe they make art, maybe they're musicians, right? There are ways that they can earn into our community, as we've already seen. And then we have a really unique thing that comes with it called a scale, or social cooperative and local exchange. And what that does is it says, hey, do you need a local barter system? So that the few really probably younger people that are really using the internet and getting all these cloud credits, which they can then immediately turn into Spades tokens, those can be backing for your local community credit system, so that the people using the computer, now they can go get some food in the cooperative from the farmer. The farmer will probably never touch the internet, but now on the local ledger, he has credits that came from this internet use, right? Imported wealth. And now he wants to get dresses from the dressmaker. Well, he has credits. Now she has some credits. So it's kind of like in the Old West, where they had a little ledger book when you came into the general store, and people brought in their food, or they brought in their gold, or they brought in their dresses, and the wealth was kept in the community. So we do have a specific project also for backing of local community systems. And that also helps the value of the Spade token, because when it's backing a local community credit, it's basically frozen, right? It's staked. It's not in circulation. So that's one of the ways that you increase the value of a token. We do have a lot of businesses who already want to take the Spades token, and we'll be adding the Spade token to the My Crypto checkout plugin. That's the biggest plugin for WordPress, hundreds of thousands of them, and they allow businesses to take crypto tokens, including the Spades token will be listed on there.
Well, also the beauty of this is that the more that the Spades is purchased and utilized, the increase in the price of the Spades. So those investors who are in the Spades are making money. So so we're utilizing that aspect of it too, in terms of, the actual way that cryptos are used right now. That'll still be in place, because everything is based on supply and demand in the crypto world when you have a limited number of cryptos available.
Yeah. So here's the big picture. And then we just have a few more slides, and I'll show you the actual community. Hopefully we've brought this together where you can see that individuals, charities, and businesses now have a singular community that's global, with commercial applications to increase opportunities of the information age. right? Because that's the idea. We are trying to ease the transition to the information age by making these technologies available to those who most need them, as well as people in the developing world. And I
Right.
really like this slide.
So we're integrating cryptocurrency with community.
We were just talking about the access points. It's not just that they can get digital wealth, which is what our community is built to empower them to do. But with that access, they can get telemedicine, access the global markets. That's another one of our particular purposes. Education. And some of the charities that we'll be supporting, there's something called the play pump. You can see it here. Kids play on it and it goes around in circles, just like at the local park. Well, that particular one, every time it goes around, it's pumping water up from a well.
So that's one of the charities that we like to support.
Yeah,
Isn't that lovely?
it is.
I think it's a great
That
idea.
is.
So
That's a lot of fun.
the kids are actually playing on it as it's pumping water up from the.
Yeah.
That's
So
right.
Isn't that smart to utilize all that energy and then utilize its
Unbelievable.
practical application for your community?
Yeah, they're
It's
called
just so
play
brilliant.
pumps, and they're all over Africa. And actually, because they've been installed, for example, girls who used to have to go hike 2.5, 3, 10 miles to get water no longer have to, and now they get to go to school
Mhm.
because they made the girls do it.
Yeah, we have a lot of other charities that we'd really like to work with. Stephen, actually, he had worked on something called Peace Day and put together a show online for a number of years, every day on International Peace Day. And all these wonderful charities and organizations posted all the positive things they're doing in the world. So we have really an amazing network of different organizations to tap into and work with.
Yes. That's a whole nother story. The UN, when we worked with the United Nations for multiple years doing global broadcasts for International Day of Peace. So we do have access to from UN organizations to other charitables, water.org, play pumps, you name it. At any rate, we use a community cloud credit so that whenever there's a transaction, for example, Ellen, maybe you're teaching a class and I signed up for it, I'm actually paying you in a credit for a number of reasons. People on your show, Christopher and Ellen, will be aware that when you use a cryptocurrency, there's always some kind of proof of stake fee. It's an extra fee, right? A transaction fee. And it uses energy from the environment. And depending which crypto you're using, it can take a long time for there to be a delivery. Well, let's think about this. If I'm just doing a regular exchange, why should I pay extra transaction fees? Why should I create more electrical use? Why should I have to wait? This bypasses that. This is why we're backing. The token itself is backing. When you want to cash out, put it on a blockchain. But when you and I are just doing business with each other here, there's no need for it. Down here, we pointed out we're a mini internet of everything. You already saw some of our functions. eBay was the auctions, Fiverr jobs, PayPal transfers, Etsy handmade goods and services, Live Nation events, Facebook social interaction. Do any of those require that people pay on a blockchain? None. So why waste the money? Let's keep the money in our members' pocket. And we also use a credit system because it helps keep wealth in the community. It empowers the community to maximize its productive resources. It allows for more wealth to be imported into the community. And when you have a community currency, it circulates more rapidly amongst the users and the members. They're more likely to go buy something from somebody because they don't look at it the same way as they look at the $10 bill in their wallet or the euro, right? It's just this credit that they earned in the first place. And particularly in the developing world, this is important because that wealth can't be stolen by hitting somebody over the head with a cudgel.
Okay.
That's very graphic, Stephen. Thank you very much for that. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but it happens.
Cudgel.
There's actually a frame in here too. This could be a whole entire show, but this shows how you use a community currency, starting with the farm to create local food security, and how the artisans and craft people and tradespeople and handy people and local workers all can work through this local currency, right? And anything left over can be sent out to the public side, you're dealing with your national fiat currency, and then that can bring things into the community that you have to pay for in regular currency. But this makes everybody here more wealthy, and it creates far greater food security for the people in the community.
Yeah, let me interrupt you just for a moment there, if I might.
Back to that slide.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. It does. I want to get clear here, the fact that this currency actually flows peer to peer, and does not need a local market maker in order to exchange the local currency for them to use. So they're actually using it as the local currency. Period. Because that's not what I'm familiar with from our other group. So that's the reason I'm asking the question.
That's a great question.
You're right. I mean, fundamentally, when you come right down to it, we're providing a barter credit. And if you have a lot of those barter credits, you can then cash them out for a SPADES token.
Yeah.
And then make it into anything you want. Cash it in for public funds.
So
like
yeah,
any
there's
other
no
crypto.
middle person or middle entity.
If they cash a SPADES token into the local fiat, they're going to need a market maker to do that for them. They can't just do that through your system. So
No.
there will be a market maker involved somewhere eventually. Is that right?
Yes, eventually there will. I mean, we're actually talking with a few different places that have not just the exchange and the wallet, but also banking and credit card systems, whether it's Kraken, there's a lot of them that do that now.
Okay.
So
But
really,
they can also do a lot just internally with the credits, and make a lot of things happen, and trade goods and services and such too, until they want to cash out.
Trade them just for the credits themselves. Okay, I got it.
Well,
Sure.
it is important that people know, especially because we've got this program in there that can make people a lot of credits, and they will want to cash things out to cash.
Mhm.
And they can easily do that. They will just, the cloud credit is $1. So it's a stable token. When they want to cash out, all they're really doing is a swap between a stable token and the SPADES token based on whatever its value is at
A
that
conversion.
day. Yeah, that's this frame right here, token conversion.
Mhm.
Now, once you have the SPADES token, well, you could swap it into Bitcoin, Ethereum, anything else, move it to Coinbase and have it go to your bank account. Or if you're at a wallet that has location that allows you to cash out directly, Clever will be doing that. Most of our people have their wallets on Clever right now, or Trust Wallet. They'll be able to cash it out directly, onto a debit card. So that's up to the market makers. We don't want to be a financial institution. And we don't want to deal with public funds.
They still have to register with different brokers, right? And marketplaces in order to do the cash out conversion. But that would be their choice.
Right. So this frame actually kind of explains this. Members or visitors wishing to make a purchase in the community can purchase with cryptos, credit or debit cards, PayPal, or cloud credits if they already have them. Anytime a visitor chooses to purchase something on the site, meaning they're not a member already, then they're prompted at checkout to create an account and pay just like normal. If I'm buying Ellen's course for $20 and I see it and because she shared it, I come along and I say, buy this course, then I'm going to get charged $20. Now Ellen's going to get 19.85 cloud credits. There's a tiny percentage for the transaction fee. The funds received that go to the members, like I said, will be cloud credits. Now the cash or the crypto that we receive, here's the key, Christopher and Ellen, that cash is automatically used by the community to purchase SPADES tokens on exchanges. Okay, that helps our demand. And those tokens that we got go into the community bank, because Ellen's going to come along at some point and say, I want to cash out my 20 cloud credits. Great, here's your tokens. We bought them with the $20 that created your cloud credits in the first place. So this is huge because almost all crypto tokens, their only demand is what is it on the exchange. Any demand for our community is demand for the SPADES token. We create demand globally without people needing to go to an exchange. They just come to us and they get goods and services. And that is the equivalent essentially of them buying our tokens on the exchange.
So it's definitely multifaceted, this whole community that we're creating.
It's a zero debt system. This shows you where we are on TronScan. We do have a white paper, a legal opinion paper, a tokenomics plan. Let me come over here real quick. A graphic designer is working on updating our homepage. We didn't want it to be too flashy because a lot of our users already are through the charities that we're working with. And, you know, they're not on new fast computers. They may not even support some of the flashier types of things.
Yeah.
So
you got to keep it pretty basic. And people, I think nowadays just want it basic anyway, because this whole
That's
crypto
right.
market can be super confusing. So you want to really synthesize this and make it easy to use.
we want to make it
Yes.
fun and simple. So yeah, I mean,
Yes.
you'll see you can do all these things to make money.
You've created oh goodness, you've created an economy,
Yes,
a localized economy that supports the people that you serve and gives them access to areas that they wouldn't normally have access to. That's what I'm hearing.
that's exactly right.
And
Okay.
also it does create wealth for people. That's
Right.
part of our goal.
What I'm not
Yes.
what I'm not hearing though is if I'm in a village in Ghana, how do I get these credits? I may not have access to a number of things necessary. How do I do that if I'm a third world country person? I still don't understand how they get the credits and how they get spades and so forth.
So there's a couple of ways. There is access through cell phones and computers
But
at
those that don't have-
libraries,
yeah.
schools. Now, if in this specific place that you're talking about in Ghana, hopefully someone's going to nominate them to receive one of our charitable awards. Because remember, we didn't create this token so that we would get rich, because we don't own the token. The charitable association does.
Right, right.
And so, for example, the two most recent awards, this is People for Peace. They build schools all over Nepal. And they give scholarships to people for college. And they want to bring all these people to the community.
So yeah, your question about somebody in Ghana, well, we would love for them to have access, but I don't think everybody will be able to have access unless they have a way to get to a cell phone or a computer. And that's
Right.
just the key. That's just the bottom line. I mean, it might be more for second world countries and developing nations.
Okay,
and
well,
eventually those in Ghana might have access.
right. I understand that. However, again, they have access to a cell phone and a computer, but yet you say they can't mine it. So how do they actually accumulate it?
I'll show you. So now I'm a user and I'm logged in. Does this person in Ghana have any skills? Can they create art? Can they take photos with their phone that I might want to use in a brochure that I'm going to license from them?
Or they make baskets.
They might make baskets. Maybe they want to, we're going to give them a way to market a digital product. I don't know what it is that they do. So they should find a job and, you know, they can search for the things that they're able to do.
Okay, so
But
here's the question.
Or sell something.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the question. They have, and I'm surmising, they have skills that we may not be familiar with, but they see a way to monetize those skills, okay? And they've heard of this word in the Western countries called scaling. And they're like, scale, yes, we can do scale. We want to do scale. So they come to you and they say, okay, this is where we're going to start, but we want to scale. Okay. How do we help them do that? Or can they do that on your
Well,
platform?
this is where the work I did with the UN groups for so many years becomes useful, because
Okay.
I'm a recognized, known, verified person of service.
Okay.
So we have to reach out to uh, organizations that are in that geographical area. You know, whether it's Rotary Club or it's the Red Cross or it is a church
Right.
or
Yeah, our neighbor, for example, is from the Democratic Republic of Congo, and he helps to build churches out there. And he's actually left today for a month. And
Okay.
so he's very interested in what this can do for his community,
Yes.
getting the word out there so that they can increase the amount of money that they have available to them, to build more churches, and also to provide food and resources. So
Yes.
they really want to find a way to work together as a community and to increase their wealth without relying on an entity outside of themselves where they have loans, where they're going to owe money and they're going to have interest on it and everything.
Right.
They want to have more freedom.
Now
And
you sound just like a gentleman that's on the Bees.social network, that nightly program. And in his community, there are people who are being introduced to the tokens and coins and the entire concept. And the big thing for him is the food insecurity. Uh, Food insecurity is a term that just rose on my radar this year. And I understand it a bit better because there are people right here in the state of New York that are food insecure. And
yeah,
so yeah, it's
I know we have 2 food banks in our community and they're
yes,
busy.
yes, they are.
Yeah.
They are. So what he said, I don't know the gentleman's name. No, I can identify him by sight, but his name escapes me. But
You're probably talking about Arnold, but go ahead.
yes, that's exactly who I'm talking about. Okay. He said that the people there, um, they are enthusiastic and they're excited because
Yes.
he introduced the concept and they've taken it from there. They can see all sorts of things that can be done that he wasn't thinking of. And that's what happens. We're not really thinking of it the way the local person is. And they tend to take the concept and they just expand it out into areas that it's phenomenal,
you know,
really.
People want opportunity. I have volunteered
Yes.
at a homeless shelter, and working with them, I do a meditation practice for them and a workshop, and helping them to understand, where they're at in their lives and how they can improve them. But they're excited. Like when I sit down with a
Yes.
group of people who are in this situation, they don't want to be there. They want
No.
out, they want a
Yes.
better life. They're
That's right.
working as hard as they can for opportunities. So,
Exactly.
when we give some tools like this to people who can create their own opportunities, and they have their own confidence that they can do it, it makes a huge difference
Right.
on their
It
outlook of
does.
life. They can get out of depression issues.
Yes.
Right.
This
Yes.
could be a
and
game changer. You know what I'm saying?
so
Yes, I do.
Go ahead, Stephen. But I got to jump in here. Go ahead, Stephen.
okay, so this Villages of Hope you see here, Ellen, this is actually Patrick Tuttle's one of the directors of this orphanage
Okay.
school and bakery. So this is a perfect kind of example. They have taught over 650 students. They have 100 children living there that otherwise would have no parents. They bake bread and they feed people every day. So this is what I mean by an access point, right? They're already there. But what tool do they have for all these young adults there to access wealth and import it into their community, right? And they don't even need to turn it into local cash. I mean, if they're earning something, they could just actually send their spades to Patrick, who certainly knows a lot about crypto, right? And he can turn it and use it to purchase all sorts of things and send it to the community. What do they need? What is it that they need sent over that they're not sustainable with? Oh, let's put in a play pump. We need water. let's put in this, let's put in that. So this is how it happens. I just want to make a point. Everybody can nominate organizations for the awards. That's all right there. And then Christopher, you go back ahead and then I'll show you the rest of this about how you can make money if we have time.
Well, yes. The main thing that occurs to me here is that you have a lot of moving parts in this program. And I don't know that somebody with a third grade education is really going to capture the opportunities. There's a learning curve here that the people that you're addressing may not be capable of. Now, I don't mean to demean anybody, but I'm just trying to be real here.
Yeah.
And therefore, how in the world do you really get traction with this when there is a learning curve for the opportunity?
Well, there's two things, and I have to keep telling people this. This is like a buffet. You don't have to eat it all.
Yes.
Just use whatever part is useful to you. For people in the first world and even us, I mean, I probably won't sell things at auction, but I will use my social profile pages. I will market myself. I will share my opportunities. I actually don't like Facebook. They put an ad every 2 or 3 posts. We'll have just a tiny bit of them. You know, it's this is actually a lot easier to use too. You know, my overview, my info, my media, my activities.
Another piece of it is we're going to have a great advertising campaign. We're going to have to put out a really solid marketing plan. And that's part of the investment dollars that we're looking for to ensure that this is well utilized, is that we'll need to be able to simplify the message to people so that they are excited about it, they understand it, and they can use it. So we'll have simplified steps and simplified message.
Right. Well, and remember that
Wait, Ellen has a question.
The charities on the ground will be helping, Christopher, and in today's world, the younger people, 10, 12, 13,
I know,
14,
they're so fast at the stuff.
They understand it better than me.
Easy peasy for them.
Even
My kids, the things they know, I boggles my mind.
Well, you're talking about kids in countries like the U.S. and Britain and so forth. You're not talking about the African community or the South American community, because that's not true in those areas. They haven't been exposed to a computer. They don't know any of this stuff. So again, I go back to the learning curve. Yes, that a 14-year-old can run circles around me as far as computing goes right now. And I just accept it, but I'm not talking about somebody from El Salvador or something.
No, we're going to have to simplify the message. I think we're going to have to really synthesize this.
And we'll provide educational videos to the teachers and the places on the ground on how to do this. But here's the thing.
See, and then I end up sounding like Christopher was saying. He's not trying to sound like that, but I wonder, is there electricity? Are there access points for computing? Can they do it by cell phone? Do they have access to cell phones? Now, I really sound like a typical American here, thinking, oh, you must be really impoverished. Maybe that's not true. Maybe they have some.
I want to show you something.
Our next door neighbor is in touch with his family and friends in the Democratic Republic of Congo, and they're constantly on the phone, like talking to each other. So there definitely is a level of modernization that has happened.
Okay. Now, see, you have to.
Ellen, I've got to interrupt just for a moment. I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
We are coming to the end of this episode of Make Your Pitch. We could be here for another hour and a half, and I would not even realize it's an hour and a half. But we do have obligations that we need to fulfill. Therefore, at this point, Stephen and Kyra, get down to what you need people to understand and how they can help you at this point. Can you do that for me?
Okay. Well,
they ask.
If people wish to invest in the SPADES token pre-going public, they can do that. If they're a larger investment entity, then we would have a discussion with them about them actually purchasing the tokens once they go on the exchange, and doing it in a manner where they're not going to pump and dump the currency, because they see that it really is for all these people. I'm sorry, I was looking for something. Because Christopher kind of moved me over there. You know, I just have to jump back for 1 second. I just want to say this. This is not going to happen overnight.
No.
Now, you know, people are getting more and more and more access to the internet. And the more time goes on, we're not saying we're going to solve it in a month or a year. This is a 15 to 20 year plan. And all the way back, you can see this is 2011, 2009. We had this concept for a global community where everyone could earn, exchange by sharing with each other. And it's only now that it's really come to fruition. I'm sorry.
So there's several ways that we're looking for investment dollars. As I was saying, one is that we are selling basically spades. So people can buy spades. We had our first round of investment. It sold out in a couple of hours.
Oh, seed rounds.
So,
yes.
So we have our second round that we're on right now, and we have a long laundry list, of investors already. And they range in different amounts that they have invested in based on what they're able to do as well as what they want.
Actually,
but we're also looking for the higher dollar number.
Is that
correct?
For the first two rounds, we capped people, like some people $250. There was over 150 people who immediately wanted these, and most of them are marketers.
We have a lot of interest in this.
Now we're at a point where once we need to build a liquidity pool, and once we're pairing our token with other tokens, we have that issue, which is why what we're looking for now, and we're in talks with a few different people, is a market maker, Christopher, as you can say it. It's somebody who says, look, I really get this idea. I see what you're doing, where the community is really what the money's about. And I will be one of the people who will be purchasing your tokens when they come out on the exchange to provide a stability to the value. And I just want, look, I can't stop somebody from doing that once it goes public, obviously, but my preference is to make an agreement with somebody who is socially responsible and will, not crash the value overnight, because of the people that are coming to this community. Many of them are earning from nothing. And then they're getting this token and they're like, wow, I'm getting wealthier. Okay. So to have their wealth, 50% of it be wiped out because someone who's already rich decided to go take an extra $10 million out, to me is disgusting.
Irresponsible.
Well,
so that's a better word.
That's why we want to have some longevity on this and some stability. So we really want people who are going to play in this role, recognize the value that we're bringing to the table for the larger community as well as smaller communities, and be able to help support that by having a long-term investment where the increase in the value of the spades will occur the more that people are utilizing it.
Yes.
Well, I've got to assume as well that you do have or have planned some locked pools in order to secure that liquidity. Are you doing that now? Or?
Well, we're doing it as we negotiate with the people who actually put in that larger amount. Because like I said, we didn't let people put in tens of thousands of dollars. The very most we even allowed a few people to do was a couple $1,000s. That was it. Because we didn't want to sell out more than 1.5% of our tokens. That doesn't go with the tokenomics
for the initial investment pool.
Right.
Okay.
And there was greater users.
You'd have to say that your tokenization is still growing, then, as far as the organization.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, the value of the SPADES token has actually increased from the first investment and to the second investment pool. So we're planning on the next level, which is when it goes public, it's going to increase a good deal. I mean, obviously we cannot guarantee it, but there's a high potential that once it goes out onto the brokerages and the marketplace and public, and it could be purchased anywhere in the world, yes, it'll increase in value. So now is actually an excellent time to get in to invest in the spades as we ramp this up.
Okay.
Okay, now that
Yeah.
of course I'm sorry to keep interrupting. We do have to come to a close here, but what I need to know from both of you is how can people invest in this? What is the best route for them to take to get to you, and if they're interested in what you've said today? And by the way, I also would like to ask both of you to come back again very soon. I would like to do a series on this within our podcast because we're running way over time right now.
There's a lot to talk about. We'd love to share it.
There's a lot to talk about. So I would like to invite you to come back for a second series, just to really get in and focus on a few details that we're not able to do in this time frame. Would you love to do that?
Yeah.
Oh, we'd love to, certainly love to do that.
Yeah, we'd love to enjoy this. It's great.
Good.
People,
Now
the
tell us,
website,
go ahead. I'm sorry, go right ahead. Now tell us how people can reach you and help you.
so the website is spades.community. Okay. Email admin@spades.community. That will come to me or someone else on the administration team. And if they're interested, we will certainly get back to them. They can also get us at the bottom of each page in the footer is our Facebook, our Twitter, our YouTube, our Telegram. A lot of people are on Facebook, and if they just search for Spades Tokens, you'll see that's the name of our group, Spades Tokens.
And
So
people can
Facebook
buy the
groups.
Spades tokens different ways, what do you prefer?
Yeah, we take cryptocurrency. We do it in a variety of manners with people. The current second round is at 0.0066. So 2/3 of a penny.
Yeah, it used to be 0.0044, right?
And then, 3.3.
3.3. Okay, yeah. So it's doubled it.
Very good.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
I like the word double. I always like that.
Double
Yes.
it.
Admin at
There you go.
spades.community, or message us through this group if you want to be part of the group. Here's what we do, we do weekly
There's
Zoom
a lot,
meetings.
weekly Zoom meetings, and there's regular updates on the Facebook page, so people can stay on top of the news on how this is all evolving, which I highly encourage.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot to it and a lot happening, and more people are becoming involved in it and excited about it.
Okay.
Well,
So we
listen.
can help you by saying subscribe to their channel.
Yes, subscribe to the channel, and email if you want to invest in this round before we go public.
Is
Or
there
if
is there a
Okay.
minimum number of coins?
Well, the minimum would be $25.
Okay, I meant tokens, of course, but anyway.
Well, that's going to be, times 75.
And for the
It's a
larger
lot for your
investor,
dollar.
Right. I mean, you get like 75 per dollar.
Yeah. So our goal is definitely to get it up to at least $1.
now for the larger investor, is their investment, they come in today, but they have to leave it in your environment for at least 12 months, 15 months?
We would negotiate that with them instead
Okay,
of
good.
telling them this is the way it is.
Okay,
We want to talk to them anyway and see what kind of people they are, to be quite honest.
that's right. Okay,
And then make a plan. I mean, if they want to do that, we can
Yes.
say, okay, look, would you like a seat on the board of directors? See,
Yeah, because that's available as well.
Right.
And we definitely want to
Okay.
have this spearheaded by people who are
okay,
like-minded, interested
Yes.
in the twofold of making money and helping community.
that's right. Yes.
Mhm.
Well, we definitely want to have you back.
thank
I
you.
definitely have more questions.
Oh yes, you always do. Yes. Okay.
Questions are good.
Yeah,
Uh,
this is exciting.
well,
You've really-
I'll send you the slideshow that we were going over. And this way, if people contact you all who watch your show, because they know how to
Okay.
contact you, then you can send them the slideshow, and that's got even my phone number on it. And they can
Okay.
we'll also put that into the show notes for this
Yes.
episode, so
Okay.
people can go to it direct, even without having to contact us as well. We try to keep it as simple as possible for people
Okay.
to get involved with both of you along the way. Stephen, Kyra, wow, what an
Yeah.
excellent discussion today. I'll have to say that I know I speak for Ellen. We're both definitely behind you and your project and what you're doing. And we want to
Yes.
help in any way we can to make
Yes.
it the success that you know it's going to be. You just don't know
Yes.
when, but you know it's going to be successful.
It's coming.
Yes.
We
It's
know
coming.
it.
That's right.
That's right.
So
Yes.
thank you again. We appreciate it very,
Yes.
very much.
Thank
Ellen?
you.
And
What?
as we say on Make Your Pitch, be intriguing when you make your pitch.
That's exactly right. And with that being said, Make Your Pitch is always about showing off what you are doing and presenting it to folks who are willing and able and interested in putting money into that system. As we close, always remember to listen, learn, and give. Have a great afternoon.